Put your pride to the side and reassure. You feel me? Water your grass, because it's not always greener on the other side. You feel me? But you can make your grass as green as you want it.
What's up, people? It's Divulgence with your boy Dre and your girl Jay. Today's Thursday, the 18th of April. It's my little brother's birthday. Happy birthday, little bro.
Happy birthday.
And today, we're just here. No, we're just here. It's just us.
It's just us? Yeah.
We're just here to conversate, pick each other's brain. That's always good in a relationship when you picking each other's brains. You want to make each other be the best person that they could be. You feel me? That's just it. What?
I did the intro.
I'm gonna do the intro. I'm gonna sit back and
Because he was gonna keep talking.
Okay, go.
Okay. What is up, YouTube? It is your girl JAYBUGG, and we are here with another segment of Divine Divulgence. Today, me and my husband will be talking about accepting your partner's trauma and improving communication within your relationship. It's just us two, so we're going to be talking about our relationship, our marriage, our growth, how we got through triggers, trauma, how we learned each other, and how we deal with it.
We're still learning.
We are.
Every day. It's new stuff. New things that come up, arguments, disagreements, we still learning. So it's like you're never done learning, because it's like a lot of layers to, you gotta get down to your person, to your partners, inside.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's like the more you learn each other, the more, I say, the better your relationship would be, for real.
Do you think you've, we didn't even start yet, but I was gonna ask, do you think you've learned like something about me that you didn't think you would, did you think you learned something about me that you didn't think was a part of me or when you first met me?
Not necessarily like something I didn't think, but it's like, I knew it was gonna come. Like people have their ways that they are, leading up to a relationship. So it's like you just gotta, figure out who you're dealing with before you take any extra steps, for real. Cause
do you think you should have waited?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Because the way you said is like, oh, you should learn people before you make these decisions.
No, yeah. Cause some people have traits that like
they keep hidden until
you feel me. Like Dr. Umar was saying, people you don't really know who people is until you actually live with them. Then you see oh, they don't know how to clean, or they don't know how to pay bills, or they blah. They texting their mom at 3 o'clock in the morning. You see them stuff like that.
That's exactly what he said, actually.
Yeah, literally. So it's you never really know a person and what they are and who they are until they'll actually coexist and cohabitate.
I think you're a good living partner.
Me?
Yeah.
I would hope so. I'll be trying.
Am I?
Yeah. I mean, I feel you are very organized and really be about your shit. Like me, I'll be paying bills late. I don't be giving a fuck. As long as that motherfucker get paid,
that irks me.
If it's not due right in there, I don't do it. I'm going to handle.
No, it be due. They just be having grace periods, so you go with the grace periods instead of going with the due date.
That's grace though, because
if you have it, why not pay it?
If on the 15th is if on the 15th 2 things are due, but one of the things give me a grace period, then I'm going to pay the other thing that don't have the grace period. That's just how life go.
It's not how life go.
I'm not about to stress myself out and
all my
pay,
stuff be on auto
try
payment.
To pay both of them.
Auto payment. I don't want to worry
period.
about it. If it's in my account, just take it out. I don't want to deal with the stress. But anyway, we didn't even get to the questions yet, y'all. So before we get started, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Make sure y'all share it to y'all's friends, families, whoever, because the podcast is going up, y'all. We need more people to talk with us. We need it just need to go viral. We just need to go up, okay? So, like I said, we're talking about our relationship, how we deal with each other's trauma, triggers, how we communicate effectively, and how we grow as a couple.
That's all it's about.
Yeah. So, you ready for the first question? And because it's just us two, I'm going to ask him the question, and he's going to answer. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to answer as well, because it's obviously about our relationship. So, I'm not just asking him questions. We're both going to discuss how we feel about the question.
So, you want to eat right now, bro?
Right.
Out of all the times you could have ate today, nigga?
All right. Oh, wait. Hold on. We got to take a shot before we start. Cheers.
To DD.
To DD. Okay. You ready for the first question?
Yeah.
Okay. First question is, do you believe that you still deal with trauma from your past?
Oh.
Hold on. How do you express that with me? And how do you see that it impacts how do you see the impact of your trauma on our relationship?
That's a big question.
That is a big question. Okay, so let's start with, do you believe you still deal with trauma from your past?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I feel like everybody's going to deal with trauma from their past, even like a little bit. It doesn't really matter how long you heal. Honestly, it don't matter. Like, people can say like, oh, I took the X amount of years off from dating and stuff like that. Me, personally, from my experience, I feel like you don't really know your triggers until somebody triggers you. Feel me? So it's like, I could spend all my time being by myself, you feel me, learning how to love myself and all this extra stuff. But it's like, once you add somebody else into the picture, all that self-love and all that stuff, it really go out the window, you feel me? Because like, it's not just about you no more. And then you're allowing somebody into your secret, your space. So it's,
I don't think
really
necessarily the self-love goes away. I think it's more like because you still have self-love. I think it's just like certain things you have to like alter. Like you won't know that those things are still bothering you until somebody triggers that, like you said. But it's not because it's not your self-love that you're sacrificing. It's the fact that, okay, it's compromised now. That's
what it is.
But your self-love, you don't forget about that.
But you compromise your self-love in relationships. Like, honestly.
I mean,
like you could be like,
self-love. It also comes with setting boundaries, and you have to set those boundaries, because if you have self-love, you're going to set those boundaries.
But if you have too many boundaries, then you're never going to find love. Like,
no, I'm talking about within that relationship.
No, period. Like, you got to set boundaries, period, if you have self-love. Self-love is setting boundaries, period, whether you're in a relationship or not. Too many boundaries is going to stop you from finding love, because you're looking for perfection in everybody.
It just depends on who you are. If you have to be realistic too. Like, okay, yes, I know exactly what I want, but I know, like, say, like for me, I could say I have self-love, and my boundary is I don't like you. Let me see. I don't know. Let me think of a boundary. Let's just, for example, I'm not saying this is me. For example, female friends. My boundary is you can have female friends, but y'all can't be like as close as y'all used to be, or like it's a certain boundary with that. As my partner, you should be able to accept that, but it also comes with compromise. If you be like, nah, I fuck with my female friends, I don't want to jeopardize our relationship or our friendship because of you. Then I'm like, okay, well, this isn't the person for me.
Exactly.
That comes with self-love.
But also, like I just said, you have to compromise your self-love, because just because a nigga has female friends don't mean he's not the nigga for you. and your boundaries being so high, like, oh, you can't interact with these female friends like how y'all used to. That's your boundaries coming in, like, and that's going to be a reason why you don't find love, because your boundaries is too high. Like, why are you telling me that I can't? I met this girl way before I even knew you. We probably been cool since 2nd grade, and you're telling me that I can't be cool with her. Like, she done seen me go through X, Y, and Z. Never know funny stuff, but you're saying I can't be as close to her as I used to be because now you're in the picture. But it's
not like I'm cutting. I want you to cut her off, or I don't want. It's just like you know how you and your female friends used to be.
I had female friends that I was close with. Like, I used to stand out at their crib, like literally sleep on that couch, all type of stuff. But I don't talk to them no more because. But
it's not because I asked you to. It's because of either you or her respect for your relationship. Regardless of who stopped talking to who first, it's because of the respect of you having a new female in your life.
But you didn't bring that. You didn't tell me that I couldn't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's respect. Yeah. I didn't have to tell you like, oh no, I don't want you talking to your female friends. I'm not going to do that. But for whatever reason, I don't know. Like I asked you before, like what happened to that girl that you was always with? You was with her for your birthday, and she was with you for your birthday. All that other stuff. I didn't know what happened with that. That's why I asked you. But like I didn't bring that up. I didn't say I didn't want you over here. I didn't say I didn't want her over here. Like I want to meet your female friends type shit. But either you or her made that decision that y'all wasn't going to hang out anymore because you have a wife. So it's like it's that compromise out of respect for your relationship. If you want it to work, you're going to compromise. And regardless if it shouldn't jeopardize or it shouldn't compromise your self-love because you have self-love. You feel me? But you can also compromise and not, I don't know.
All I'm saying,
I think we got off track.
No. We're still on the same track because, like you said, it wouldn't compromise your self-love. But for instance, like, if you were like, if you had a crib and I was living with y'all, and I didn't take out the trash, but I did everything else. Me taking out the trash is making you compromise your self-love and what you feel like is important. Like if you feel like a man should take out the trash and handle all the big stuff around the house, I don't do that, but I do everything else. So you compromise. Like, oh, he don't take out the trash, but he does go to work and he does pay the bills and he does do X, Y, and Z. So it's like it's still compromising your self-love. Like even if I have female friends and like you feel some type of way about me hanging out with my female friends, but you also know that I'm a great loyal nigga. So it's still going to compromise your self-love. Like, damn, like I know what I want, but I still have to give him the rope to like live. You feel me? Like he still had to be able to live how he want to live, and that's okay because I could do the same thing. You feel me? Like you might like going out to the club with your friends. I might not like females that go out to the club with your friends, but I know you're an overall solid person, so I overlook you going out to the club with your friends. You feel me? Like it's just some shit that you compromise. Like sometimes you put the self-love on the back burner for your relationship, especially if it's worth it, because not everybody is going to live up to your expectations of what they are. You feel me? Like not everybody's going to do or act how you want them to. So you have to be okay with that. Well, I don't say you have to be okay with that. You have to learn what it is first, and then see if you're okay with that, and then make the decision going forward, basically. So, yeah, trauma. Yeah, everybody. I feel like everybody still has trauma. Like everybody lives with the pain body that they like. It's like a center that they hold all their pain and everything that they've been through. You feel me? Like everybody has that. I don't care who it is.
So how do you? This is the second part. So how do you express that with me, and how do you think that it impacts our relationship?
At first, it was definitely weighing on our relationship, like definitely. But I feel like the more I learn you, like the more I learn like your mannerisms and like how you move and shit, and it becomes more so easy to like deal with, and easier for me to like reassure myself. Like, she ain't doing nothing X, Y, and Z. You feel me?
Do you think I help reassure you with that?
Yeah, but to be honest with you, like the trauma shit, it don't even matter. It don't even matter about the reassurance. Like it be like I'll be telling you, like it be some stuff that you have to do on your own, like. Cause you can sit here and tell me like, oh, you're the best thing I've ever been with. Your sex is fire. You're handsome as fuck. Blase, blase, blase. But even though you're telling me this, it's still that trauma in my head. Like,
You lying?
she's capping. Like she just hyping me up. You feel me? Just to, like
That's great
rock me
because
to sleep. Like
that's what I be thinking though. It do like trauma is you have to deal with it within yourself. Like you could like this man literally hypes me up, not hypes me up, but like he compliments me, reassures me every day, all day, and I
hype her up, gang. I hype her up, gang.
Yeah,
for
and
real.
it still be like too good to be true. Like, do you really feel this way? Do you really? And then like it's obviously genuine. It's obviously genuine, but it's like my trauma, what I've been through. It's like I used to have to beg for compliments. So like me having to beg for compliments, me having to ask if I look good, and then for me to be with somebody that never stops complimenting me, it's like, bro, there's no way. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm questioning it because, like, it's just your trauma, like, what you're used to. So it's me having to accept that, like, okay, he's not my past. He's not what I'm used to. And it's like I have to program that in my own head to, like, for it to, you know, feel better in my head and to know that it's actually genuine and it's not just him trying to hype me up or it's not him just trying to gas me up and stuff like that. Like, it's actually genuine and his actions and everything shows it. It's just me. It's my trauma. It's my past that, you know, gets in the way, but it's something that, you know, I got used to. Okay, like, this is a norm. Like, it's going on however many fucking months it's going on and it hasn't stopped. Like, if it was forced, if it was him just trying to, like, get in my pants or something, like, it would have been stopped. But, like, this is it. He hasn't let up. It hasn't changed. Like, the effort, him, like, applying that pressure has not stopped since day one. So it's just your trauma, like, for real. And I don't know if we really expressed our trauma from the beginning. I think we're just learning each other. Like, it's been trial and error, like, multiple times. We would bring up, like, he would do something that would trigger me or I would do something that would trigger him. And I was like, okay, I know not to do this. I know like, not to do that.
I feel like everything in a relationship is trial and error, for real. Because it's like, you don't really fully know that person. And, like, you coming from one situation going into another situation. It's like your brain be already accepting, like, not default, but like failure. You feel me? Like, so it's really hard. It's really hard. It's really hard.
Cause I mean, both of us are, like, better than what we're used to for each other. Like, he's the best that I've ever been with, and he says I'm the best he's ever been with, not sexually, but just like overall, like sex and more, like, you know. But like, and we have to realize that, like, you're not those niggas, I'm not those bitches, and we have to separate that from our past. And I think we're doing better and learning that now, and that's helping us communicate better. That's helping us get through arguments better and things like that.
Yeah, also social media does not help. Like, social media, it pries on people's insecurities and their trauma. You feel me? Like, we all know niggas ain't the same. We all know women ain't the same. But we hear that so much that if we went through somebody cheating on us in one relationship, we feel like that's what's gonna follow. So that's what we be expecting. Like, we live in a toxic ass generation, bro. Very toxic. Motherfuckers don't know how to love. Everybody wants sneaky links. People don't know how to fight for, like, real shit. They get one little fuck up and then they be ready to throw in the towel. But you gotta realize that nobody is perfect. Not me, not her, not y'all. Like, nobody's perfect. So you can't expect perfection out of a human being. You have to know what you're willing to deal with and work on the flaws. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. If your nigga got an alcohol problem and you don't, and your dad was an alcoholic and you don't fuck with that, then don't sit and try to change
the
nigga. Yeah, like don't settle.
That's
don't try
big,
to change.
because I tried to change. Whew, let's not get into that. I tried to change somebody. I tried to change, and it'll drive you crazy. So do not settle. Do not think you can change anybody, because they are only going to change if they want to change. You don't have to beg. You don't have to show that you're solid. That was my mistake. I wanted to show that I'm solid, that, you feel me, you don't have to worry about nothing when you're with me. Just, just be this stand-up guy. I'm going to be this stand-up girl. And you can't change anybody that doesn't want to be changed, or that's not ready to change, or that, you feel me, like you can't help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. And that is something that I dealt with in the past. And that's something you can't do that. You can't do that. Don't settle. If they don't have what you're looking for, we're too old now, for one, to be trying to change somebody, and we're too old to be trying to settle and trying to keep hoping and wishing and looking at the potentials and stuff like that. If they show you who they are, that is who they are. Don't try and look for the potential and he's this but he's not that, and he's this but he's not that. Yes, there's compromise in a relationship if you really want it. But if it's compromising your self-love and your self-worth and what you want too much, if it's compromising that too much, do not try and force it. Do not try and force it. I think we already said it. I mean, in the beginning, I don't think it really impacted our relationship.
How though? Not did it or did it not, but
how did it impact our relationship? My traumas or yours?
Both.
You can speak on my trauma.
I think
you can speak.
Really, I think it's the whole trust thing. Like his past relationships, he felt like he couldn't trust his partners. And if I would do something that even reminded him of something that they did, untrustworthiness, then he would think that's me.
I don't trust nobody.
Yes, you do. You trust me.
Nah, I'm just talking shit. But I didn't know, like.
Yeah, and it's like it kind of questioned the trust in the relationship, because it's like, oh, you're accusing me of so much, like, and I'm literally not doing anything. Like, I'm literally texting my supervisor, like, and it's stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, you think I'm doing something so bad, and I know I'm not doing anything. What are you doing? Like, is this reverse psychology? Like, it just put a lot of like trust issues in our relationship in the beginning that literally didn't have to be there. It's just because of the trauma.
Nah, they did have to be there.
The trust issues?
You gotta feel everybody out.
I'm weak.
I was talking shit. Don't listen to me. But nah, though, yeah, like, it was big on trust, like, but that's the thing, though. You're supposed to love unconditionally, so that way you don't, like, judge people, because you judge people, you push good people away, for real, like, definitely. And I felt it was sometimes where I was pushing her away with my trauma, like, just putting her in the same category as what I've dealt with, and like that's not cool, for real, cause like she ain't never did nothing to me for me to even think like that. But it's like just the way she moved. You feel me? It's just all about perspective. Really, it's just all about perspective.
Can we give an example?
Of what?
Like how you thought I was moving weird?
Just like
So you don't have to say. I was gonna say like I
just
say.
Like she'll be on her phone with her back towards me, like. That's the most simplest shit.
In the bed though, like it's in the bed. Like the phone is on the charger. I'm turning over to look at my phone real quick while it's on the charger. Next to each other,
but she turns over to look at her phone. Like that is some simple shit that even I do. You feel me? Even I do that.
He be doing it, and I don't ever call it out. But he had the trauma.
My past and my trust issues and my overthinking, it'll make me feel like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why you can't be on your phone in front of me, X, Y, and Z, when really that's not even the case. So it's like
I'm just trying to let my phone charge.
Me just projecting thoughts out, like, you feel me, just making shit fit. You feel me, like just.
But that's because you that happened to you. Like somebody, your ex was turning her back to you while y'all was in the bed sleeping or whatever the case may be, texting niggas. when that wasn't the case with me. It's just, damn, my phone is on the charger. I'm turning over. I don't want to take my phone off the charger, so I'm turning over to check my notifications real quick, or I'm turning over to text my boss real quick because I didn't go to work that day. Like, it's early in the morning, I'm texting my boss, telling him I'm sick. Like, you know, and it's like things like that. But it reminds you that trauma. It reminded him of what he used to, and somebody, like, you know, fucking off and cheating or talking to people they shouldn't be talking to while they're doing that. So it's understandable, but it's like, I'm not her.
And then it goes back to like you dealing with people, like you being involved with people. Cause like, even though I took like a year off of being single and not having no like girlfriend or nothing, that trauma still lingered in the back of my brain. You feel me? So it was like I wasn't never really dealing with it. I was just learning how to be a better me. Like I was just learning how to be a better man, like for myself.
Yeah.
Not really
necessarily
thinking like damn, like I still got trauma, like I still hold burdens, like I still, you feel me, got ill feelings towards, you feel me, women because of what I've been put through. Same goes for like women and men. Like women hold niggas at a certain standard because of what they've been through. Probably looking over hella good niggas that'll give them everything that they asking for. But the trauma is so high in their head that they can't see nothing past, oh, niggas did me like this, and this, so all niggas is gonna be like that.
That's why a lot of females are acting like niggas these days. I think because of all the trauma that they've been through. It's like a lot of people, not even just women, a lot of people really gave up on love. A lot of people just want to just fuck off and be sneaky links and like, you know, all that other toxic shit. Like they don't care to really like fall in love and get married and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. But I think we spent a lot of time on that one question. How do you feel our communication has been regarding each other's trauma? So communicating our traumas, how do you think our communication and our talks and all of that has gone as far as, okay, this triggers me.
All right,
this doesn't. I'm gonna need you to, you know.
To be honest, I have not been the best. I have not been the best. But again, it goes back to having that experience. Like, I don't have nobody to talk to about these traumas. So like, it's like I just talk to myself. So then when I do bring it up, it's not in the healthiest way. Like I didn't know how to have constructive conversation, like positive constructive conversation, to where we could sit without calling each other names, without yelling, without getting frustrated. Like I didn't know how to express my feelings. Like that's some shit that I don't think men know how to do. That's not a men thing.
Can we take a shot to that?
It's not a men thing. Like men don't know how to express their feelings because they feel like they're not gonna be heard, or they're gonna be looked at as a bitch because they're expressing their feelings or whatever the case may be. Bro, that shit's hard, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Expressing your feelings to a woman as a man is hard as fuck.
But you don't feel secure in this relationship to talk about that?
Yeah. But that's what we need. We need to feel secure. We need to feel like we could talk to my girl, talk to my wife about whatever without, you feel me, all that.
Oh, you're rich, all this,
you feel me, like,
oh, you're soft, or yeah, because I some females are like that. Like when you do express yourself, or when a man expresses, oh, I don't like this, oh, I don't like, and I'm not gonna say that I am innocent. Like if he in the past he has expressed like certain things, and I'll be like, oh, you're insecure, like I'm not doing shit, or like this ain't nothing, but you're reacting like that, you're insecure, you must be insecure, you know. And it's like certain things we should be able to have healthy conversations about. It's not that you're insecure because you're bringing that up to me. It's not that you're insecure because you have reservations about certain things that I say or do. It bothered you, and that's okay that it bothered you.
Fucking trauma. That's what it be. We have trauma. Like, just how y'all have trauma, we also have trauma. Like, and y'all think that just because we men, we ain't supposed to give a fuck. Would you rather me talk to you? Would you rather me say, babe, you know, I don't really want you to wear that out. You know, I know niggas gonna be looking at you, blah, blah, blah. Or would you rather me be like, bitch, don't wear that. The fuck, you like a hoe, blah, 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 blah. Like, would you rather
it also
have
be about your approach to, like, it's like, it's one thing to talk about your feelings, and it's one thing to, like, bring it up in a negative way. And I think that differs a lot with effective communication and healthy conversations. Is if you bring it up as an issue and you bring it up like cordially, then it wouldn't be looked at as, oh, you're being insecure. Oh, you're mad about this. Like you obviously have strong feelings about this. You're upset that you're talking to me like this. You're upset. Okay, like what's really going on?
Yeah,
like, you know, but you could also have a conversation, a healthy conversation about it without having all the feelings involved, without being upset and talking crazy.
But you cannot say that because of what you don't know what I've been through in the past for me to have these reserved emotions. You feel me? So you can't really say, oh, you can't be tripping about that. Like,
it's not the fact, but do you hear what you said? In the past.
Yeah, but we still, like, people still have trauma. So that's just like, I hope nobody out here has anything, but we're just going off with the reference and all that. If somebody has got raped before, and I'm like, oh, that's the past, bro. You can't be tripping about that now. Like, you're gonna feel some type of way. Like, I've actually been through that. So it's like, you can't tell me that I can't have reserved emotions, even if I do bring it up. Like, that's gonna be some.
What do you mean you've been through that?
No, I'm saying like as far as like the girl saying like, oh, I was raped before, and then she brings up something in like present, and I'm like, oh, that was just the past. You feel me? You can't bring up your rape situation. You can't bring up your rape feelings into now. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I mean, are you saying that's not okay?
Yeah, you can't disregard people's
past. Yeah,
you can't disregard people's past, like, because that's how the past is how people act today.
Yeah, like, that's how it affects them currently, regardless if they like. Me in my situation, I'm not going to say exactly what my situation is, but my situation, I'm not saying that it still personally affects me today, but it still made me who I am.
Facts. If I was like, if you was like, oh babe, I don't like you touching me like that because X, Y, and Z happened in the past, and I'm like, oh, you can't worry about the past. That's not now. That's me disregarding your feelings. You feel me? Still, so it's like you can't really tell somebody how they can react to something. You just have to like help them better their reactions. Like I get like if I feel some type of way and I start tripping or whatever, you're like, babe, I'm not like, this is an example, like, babe, I'm not doing nothing, you feel me? Like you said, you can go through my phone, you feel me, whatever you need to reassure you, blase.
I think reassurance is big. Like before,
you can't disregard people's past.
Yeah.
You can't.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to work with them.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If that's who you fucking with, if you say you love this person, blah blah blah, work with their trauma.
Yeah, y'all have to help each other. Like I feel like being in a relationship, and I think you sent me a video or something like that about it, or it was a post or a video or something. Like a relationship, that's where you heal. Like y'all supposed to heal each other. That's what a relationship is for. Like y'all are supposed to heal with each other. We're supposed to help each other get through those past situations. We're supposed to help each other get through our childhood or our previous relationship problems. Like we're supposed to work together. We are one now. Like I'm supposed to help you, not, tear you down about certain things. Like we're supposed to be helping each other get past our shit so that we can be our best selves for each other.
And honestly, I feel like, me personally, insecure is it's not an accurate term. Like it's not even a healthy term. You feel me? Because you're being insecure can mean a boatload of shit. And you can be insecure because of trauma. Like if a man got cheated on and he don't want his girl going out doing X, Y, and Z, it's not because he's insecure, it's because he has trauma. Like he doesn't want to go through the same shit that he already been through. So you can't really say like that's really an insult. Calling somebody insecure is really an insult.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, so I don't like. Yeah, don't. I wouldn't use that term, because you never know what somebody been through for them to act how they act. So you have to learn like what people have been through before you start going around using terms that could be hurtful even more. You feel me? Like, cause they fuck with you, like they might fuck with you real hard. Like they might love the shit out of you and do whatever for you, but you calling them insecure because of they done been through shit that make them move differently. Like,
yeah,
that's fucked up, honestly.
Because situations is going to change everybody. Like,
And
you've been through different situations than I have, and vice versa. I can't tell you what you've been through is insecure, and you can't tell me what I've been through is insecure, because it just changed my outlook and my perspective on life. And the same for you. Like, it changed your perspective on certain things. If you see me doing something that you feel me reminds you of what you used to, that's just your perspective from your past, and that's maybe what you're used to, or that's, you feel me, like you're just protecting your peace, you're protecting your self-love, and that's, you feel me, like,
and it do damage you. Like if you like if your girl was writing niggas on Instagram, you're going to have a problem with Instagram, bro, when it comes to relationships. Like it's just psychological, bro, because that's something like, oh, Instagram was led up to my girl doing X, Y, and Z, so I'm not going to be too fond of Instagram. You feel me? So I might have certain reservations about Instagram that you're going to look at and be like, why is this nigga tripping so much about me being on Instagram? Like, why he doing X, Y, and Z? It's because I have that trauma. You feel me? Like, so, like, oh, are you insecure because I be on Instagram and da-da-da-da-da? Like, how you think that's going to make that nigga feel? Like, or that female feel? And like, damn, like.
Yeah. Facts. All right. So what do you think is most important in supporting my healing process? With my trauma, what do you think is most important?
Whatever it was that you lacked, like whatever it was that you were longing for in your last relationship. Like, I feel like that's a no-brainer. Just like how you, like, we're gonna use you as an example, how you used to beg for compliments and stuff. Now I compliment you. Like, I make sure I compliment you because you told me, like, yeah, I used to beg for compliments. I had to ask this nigga, like, did I look good and all this X, Y, and Z. Like,
but you did that before I even brought that up.
Yeah, that's just because that's just me.
Yeah.
But now that
now
that I know now, like, that's something that you didn't have, I'm gonna make sure that I give that to you. You feel me? Like.
So it's basically just like
knowing your partner.
Yeah, knowing your partner, but I'm trying to put it like, so basically, like, you fill those empty spaces, and that's what is helping my healing process. You think is most important?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Filling the empty spaces. Like if your ex was always out all night and you was wondering where this nigga was at and what he was doing, I would make sure that I check in. Like, if I know I'm gonna be out,
tell you that.
If I know I'm gonna be out, well, that's just an example.
But like real.
But yeah, like, if I know I'm gonna be out super late, or I'm kicking it with the homies, like, I'll make sure I check in. Like, babe, I'm here. You feel me? Baze, just to give you that little fill the little and fill the void that you be missing. Cause like goes back to a trauma. Like, it goes back to a trauma that you had. The nigga was out late and I'm not saying this is what happened, but I'm saying, like, he was out late, so like that it built a reservation about niggas being out late not hitting you back. So like, you have a feeling about that. Like, so like, if I'm out and I'm not hitting you back, I'm not checking in or whatever, you're going to feel some type of way. So for me to minimize the extraness, I just check in. You feel me? And then in the long run, it helps your trauma out. So then you will start to be like, okay, well, he'll check in. Like, I'm not really tripping. Like, I could chill. Like, I don't gotta have no super high anxiety or no extra shit like that. So.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, just filling the void and filling those empty spaces, and, you know, being the opposite of what you're used to. Like, you tell me, you feel me, this person didn't do that, or this person didn't do this and that, you know, like, just making sure that I'm not like that. Making sure that I'm everything that they wasn't, you know, and reassuring you, like, if it was, because like certain times in the bed where I'm like, I turn over real quick and I'm like, let me text so and so, or let me check my notifications real quick. I'd be like, hold on, let me take my phone off the charger real quick and lay in the bed with my back, you know, so he can see it. Or like sometimes I like have it on the other side of my shoulder, like so he can see, even if my back is turned, like my phone is out or whatever, so he can see, like, you know, just remembering, like, it's enough, like, it's not enough to just realize your partner's trauma, but you actually have to pay attention, like, to what you're doing. Like, okay, I know that your ex used to do that goofy shit and she used to, you know, be sneaky or whatever. So it's actually like being attentive to their trauma too. Like, okay, I know what you used to, I know what brings you trauma, I know what triggers you, so let me make sure I don't do that. So it's also being attentive, being very attentive to their trauma as well. Like, okay, let me make sure I don't do that because I know my intentions, I know what I'm not doing. So let me make sure that he knows that's not what I'm doing. So just being attentive and paying attention to those traumas and triggers.
And not being so prideful. You feel me? Because everybody know how I get when you getting accused of some shit that you're not doing. You feel me? You know how you get. So it's like, put your pride to the side. Obviously, it's something bigger than, you feel me, what's going on right now.
Right.
So you feel me, get to the bottom of the problem instead of being so defensive and
yeah, because
being so quick
before
to throw it in the towel. Because niggas is, oh, he's insecure, oh, he's this, he's that, he got trust issues. Like,
yeah, because before I would like get super defensive, like bro, I'm not doing shit. Like, what? Like, that sounds goofy. Like, I'm not doing nothing. But me not knowing at the time, me not knowing that that's a trigger for him, I'm just like, bro, like, what are you doing? Because you're making this out of nothing. Like, literally, I'm not doing anything, but you're so, like, hurt about this, or you're feeling some type of way about this, and it's literally nothing. But it's like, that's your trauma. That's not my trauma. So I can't tell you how to feel about what I'm doing because I never had that. Or it was, you know, like, so I can't really tell you how to feel about something that you dealt with in your past, you know. So it's just really about being attentive of your partner's trauma, and I think we've kind of gotten better about communicating that and being attentive with each other's trauma and things like that, and knowing what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do. And
literally knowing what to say and what not to say, bro. I am an infamous troll. I could troll all day, but it's like there's a time and a place. You feel me? So it's like the things I say, it actually lingers with her. Like, she takes everything literal. So it's like, I can't say,
and I'm an overthinker,
I can't say all this extra stuff because it's going to turn into something more. So it's like, you just got to know, like, you just got to know your partner. And bro, like, yeah, like it's really self-explanatory, bro. Like,
it is. If you want to do it, you feel me?
Yeah,
like, it just, you have to want to do it. You have to,
y'all
both have to
like,
want to do it. Like,
nobody's
it's not
perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect at all, and you gotta have patience. Like, you gotta have patience with the shit. Gotta have patience.
Okay. So how do you think we can maintain healthy boundaries in like our healing process?
Communication. Communication is really everything. Like, sitting down, having conversations about what your triggers is.
Communication. So yeah, I think it's definitely communication and just knowing how to talk to each other and remembering, like, for real, I think like we kind of both just came to this point is where like everything does not need a response. Everything does not need to be brought back up. Everything does not need to be addressed. Like, I think we both struggle with pride a lot, and like, not saying that we both want to get the last word, but we both want to express ourselves. We both want to
get the last word.
Get the last word. Yeah, we both want to get the last word.
That's
and it's
is.
Like, it's not needed for real. Like, in our arguments, or whatever we go through, it don't be big at all. Like, I can't tell you one big argument we've gotten to that was actually worth it. Like, it just be the trolling, it be the smart remarks, it be the pride, like, it be all of that. And a lot of the things...
This is not about us.
Huh?
This is not about us.
It is, though. It's about us. A lot of the things, it's about us, and it's about other couples that can help, that this can help, you know, like, so it's just knowing what to say, what not to say, knowing when to stop. That's something that I had to learn, and I'm still learning when to stop. Like, everything does not need to be prolonged. Like, I like to come to a resolution. I like to end the situation on common grounds, and sometimes that's not necessary. Like, we both, like, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. We don't have to come to, okay, well, what are we gonna do next time, or you know, this happened and that happened and this happened and that happened, so how, like, that does not need to happen all the time. I know what happened, you know what happened. At the end of the day, I'm gonna have my own perspective of it, you're gonna have your own perspective of it. If we keep talking about it, it's still it's going to be a never-ending cycle, because I have my own perception, you have your own perception, I remember it this way, you remember it that way. Like, we're never going to come to a common ground because we don't remember things the same. Like, there's certain things that is going to trigger me and I'm going to be stuck on, and there's certain things that triggers you and you're going to be stuck on it. So it's like, certain things we really don't need to keep talking about. Like, literally, like, leave it where it's at. If y'all good, y'all good. If y'all not talking for the rest of the night, so be it. But things get escalated when you try and keep talking, and you try and keep trying to get your point across and trying to be right all the time. And, you know, it's just the pride, especially in a marriage, is like, you shouldn't have it, because we're a unity. Like, we're one. Like, how do you recognize when I'm triggered?
You start talking real passionate, like from your stomach, like, get real, I don't say aggressive, but like the way you talk, you know how somebody talk when they passionate, like, so.
I think I'm not gonna, I get to talking loud. I think I'm not gonna say like I'm a yeller, but like you'll know when I'm triggered, you'll know when I'm upset, when I get to raising my voice.
Yeah, she's a yeller. She likes to yell.
Kinda, yeah, I am. But that's how you know, like, I'm triggered. Okay, but so how do you respond? Honestly, how do you respond when I'm triggered? Honestly,
it depends on the mood I'm in, for real. Sometimes I could yell back. Sometimes I could just defuse the situation. Like, okay, all right, you got it. Like, all right, you got it.
Immediately?
So, yeah. You don't think so?
Immediately?
So you think I argue every time?
I'm not gonna say you argue every time, but I think, so when I'm triggered, I think, I'm not gonna say you match my energy, because you don't match my energy all the time, but you do, like you said, you're a troll. So if I bring something to you, or if I have reservations, or if I am triggered, I feel like certain things that you do say, like, it doesn't reassure me or validate my feelings. Like,
nah, I mean, yeah, like, I would troll sometimes, you feel me, instead of just, like, I ain't gonna say saying what she want to hear, but like defusing the situation and just, like, you feel me, get, like, ending the situation instead of prolonging it and egging it on and being a funny guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so yeah, I don't gonna say I always diffuse it right away. Like, I might have to get my joke in, you feel me, like 1 or 2 times, but other than that, yeah, like, I try to just, you know, let her have her moment. Cause I know females are females, males are males. We're not the same. We don't have the same feelings. We don't have the same emotions. So I just let her be a female for a minute. It's hard. It go back to swallowing your pride. Definitely, like, definitely goes back to swallowing your pride. But I feel like, me personally, you should be able to do that for a female, especially if you fuck with her, like you say you fuck with her. So swallowing your pride and letting her have it. It's not gonna make you less of a man. Actually, it's gonna make you more solid than anything. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Also, you gotta give her that room for like comfort. She can't come to you and you always be defensive, you feel me, and shutting her down and getting aggressive and all that shit. Like, she has to be able to know, like, okay, I can come to my significant other if I have a problem, and it's a safe space, you feel me? Like, that's what it is. Like, they need a safe space. So just be a safe space. Vice versa, like that goes for women too. Also, like, you got to be a safe space for.
Can we take a shot to that?
Shot to safe space.
Safe space.
Yeah.
Definitely. We should be able to come to each other with whatever. If it's about one another or if it's not, like, we should be able to come to each other and be heard, feel like you're being heard, feel like you're being validated, feel like you feel me, your voice matters and all of that. Like, you have to be able to feel like that. You have to be able to feel secure in your relationship. You have to. Or really, you're going to feel alone. Like, you shouldn't be feeling alone in your relationship. And I've dealt with that personally, is I felt like I was alone. Like, yeah, physically I wasn't, but emotionally, mentally, I was, you know? So you have to feel like you can go to your partner. Financially. No shade. But yeah, like, you have to have that security in your relationship, for sure. So that was a good one. Okay. Okay, so do you think we created a safe environment for discussing our triggers?
Yeah, you're like very, very, very emotionally intelligent. Like, you know how to discuss your problems and shit like that. So it's like, it makes it very, very easy. Very easy. I mean, you could be stubborn sometimes, but majority of the time, you feel me, we can have constructive conversation and get to the bottom of the situation and not be that, and we can go on about our day and leave that shit, you feel me, where it was.
And I think
excuse me,
I think that's something that, like, we had to learn about each other, is because I like to get things squashed. I like to get things resolved right then and there. He's not like that. He wants to cool down first. He wants to step away from it and come back to it.
Because everybody know when you arguing and when you turned up, you're not going to talk positive. You know what I mean? You're not going to say constructive shit. You're not going to say reassuring shit. You feel me? Like, you're not. So it's like, we had to learn each other's ways of communicating. Like, let me calm down for a second, and then we can come back and we can talk about it and squash it.
Sometimes it don't even need to be came back to, like, just let it go. But especially the problems that we have, it don't be that deep at all. Like, we have never had a deep ass argument where we need to, like, really get as mad and get like it get serious. Like, it really don't be that deep to where it has to get serious at all. It's just like the pride in the way.
The arguments that we be having, that we as a collective, everybody, bro, they don't be that serious, bro. Like, it could be solved with a conversation and we can get over it. But it be motherfuckers' pride, bro, and motherfuckers, oh, you can't do me like that. I'm blah 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 blah. Bro, people get done like that every day. And if
it is serious, that's where the self-love stuff comes into play. If it is that serious, where you're getting cheated on, you're getting abused and stuff like that, it's that self-love to where it could be an argument right then and there, but you know what you need to do. It's just the self-love behind it. Like, what are you going to do about it? Why sit back and argue and go through all this fighting and cussing and all this toxic shit when you could leave? You know your boundaries. You know you're settling if he cheat on you, you sitting there arguing, trying to fight the girl, trying to do this, trying to do that. You know that you don't like that. Why are you still there? Why are you still creating a space where you don't need to be? You feel me? Like, it just comes with that. Like, if it's a small arguments, okay, you need to know how to communicate that. If it's not that small, leave. Like, you know, and not every, I don't know. It just depends on the situation. Like, everybody's situation is different. It could be kids involved. It could be this and this and that. I get it. But it's like, it's just self-love. At the end of the day, it's just self-love. It's just self-love at the end of the day. Okay, so we've been talking about self-love.
Mm-hmm.
How would one begin their journey of finding self-love?
For it'll start by I feel like it'll start by like knowing oneself and like who one is, what you like, what you don't like. You feel me? Period. That's really it for real. Like, cause like knowing what you don't like and what you do like is gonna show you what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with. And that's it. And you have to stand on that. You have to stand on that. Like, don't try to change nobody. If somebody is not where you need them to be, like mentally or emotionally or financially or whatever the case may be, like, don't settle. Like, having the self-love to be like, nah, this ain't what I want. I'm gonna hold off. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I agree. But even like before you're inserting anybody else into your life, I feel like you before you find self-love, like you need to find self-love before you insert anybody in your life. Like me personally, I feel like I took years off of taking anybody serious to find out what I want, my self-worth. I know what I bring to the table. I know the type of woman that I am, and I know what I want, what I don't want, what I deserve, what I don't deserve, what I want to put up with, what I don't want to put up with, what I look for in a man. You have to figure out all of that first before you insert anybody else in your life. You have to realize all of that before you put somebody else in your life, so that when they do come into your life, you know that you know what you're settling on and what you're not settling on. If you don't have self-love, if you don't know your worth, if you don't know self-love, then you don't know what to look for real. You're just settling for whoever gives you attention, pretty much. And I think that's big. Like, you could it's like trial and error. Like, you could be with whoever you want to be with, and you could put up with whatever you want to put up with if you don't have self-love. But when you have that self-love, you're gonna know, oh no, kick rocks. Like, you dealing with a baby mom, oh, I don't want to fuck with nobody that got a baby mom, that got baby mom issues, that this and this and that. You know that you don't want to deal with that. If they still living in their mom's basement, oh, you know you don't want to deal with nobody that don't. You don't want to be a mom. You don't want to feel like you mothering your significant other. Like, you know what you want to deal with. So before you even get serious with this person, you see those red flags easier, instead of dealing with them for however long. You know exactly what you're getting into, and you could either, with that self-love, you could either deal with it. You have the power to either deal with it. Okay, well, I can deal with this, or I don't want to deal with this. If it's too many red flags, if it's too many things that you're settling on, that okay, I can deal with this, or I can't. But if it's too many things that you're settling on with that self-love, you know that's not for you, So I think with that self-healing or that self-love journey, I feel like you need to find yourself. You need to find what you want. You need to find what you deserve, you feel me? Like, you need to know yourself before you insert anybody into your life. And I think that's what the self-love journey is. Like, and it don't matter how long it takes. Like, you could be single for 5, 6, 10 years, whatever. If you feel like it takes that long to really know what you want, what you deserve. I'm not saying, you feel me, don't be with anybody, but you can, it's trial and error. Okay, I know I'm not taking you serious. I know what I want. Like it could be trial and error. Like I'm not taking you serious, but I want to see what you feel me, what you like. And if they giving you red flags, you got to stand on them. Like, no, that's a red flag. That's not what I want. Boom, boom, boom. Like, it's okay. You're dating. You know, it's better to find that out when you're dating than to be in a relationship and figure that out and to go through the toxic shit and all this other stuff. And that's what brings trauma, and that's what brings difficulty in relationships and failed relationships and baby mama drama and all this other shit that's not needed. But anything else? Okay. So my next question is, if we were to need professional help from a therapist, right, in our relationship, not now, because I think we're good now, but in the future, if we were to ever need professional help, or if you feel like it's just like we have too much problems or whatever the case may be, would you ever like consider professional help from a therapist to help us? Like, obviously you chose to marry me, so you see something in me, but for some reason we just keep having issues on like a specific problem or whatever the case may be. Would you think like professional help would help us, or would you ever consider it to get us back to where we need to be?
No.
Or just your thought. Okay, you said no. So what's your thoughts on professional help and therapists and relationships? Like, what are your thoughts on them?
It's not hard. Like,
Who could going out?
I feel like people know what it takes to have a successful relationship. They don't need a therapist for that. Love don't need therapy. Love's not hard.
Love shouldn't be hard. Love should be easy.
No, love's not hard.
But what if it's certain things?
Listen, love is not hard. If you love your partner, you're willing to change. You're willing to compromise. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
But what if you both do not see like anything, like nothing's changing, even though we're both like,
then you guys should not be together.
No,
because
no,
you guys
no.
don't love each other.
No, I'm not. Okay, so
because
I'm saying
changing.
So no, I'm saying, so what if you don't see anything wrong with what you're doing, but your partner does? Even if it's not, even if it's not professional help,
self-love.
Do you think anybody should enter our relationship if we have issues? Like, say if I don't see, like, just what happened, I don't see what I'm doing is wrong, or I'm not seeing the wrong in it, or I'm not seeing it from your perspective, and I get another person's perspective. Do you think outsiders should like not have an input, but do you think that we should seek outside help to help us come to realization of what we're doing personally?
I mean, it's good to have conversations with other people, but like therapy, to me, no, I don't think we need therapy. It's cool to vent, and it's cool to have positive dialogue back and forth with another like-minded individual who's in your situation. But as far as therapy, I don't. No. Because I mean, like I said, love's not really hard. You feel me? It's like it's all about listening and compromising and making it work where it needs to work. If you can't do that, then I don't think you should be with that person. Because I mean, you're with them to y'all making each other happy. So it's like, if what you're doing isn't making me happy, and it's like I'm constantly having to tell you, or we constantly going back and forth, and our marriage is not working because of it, at some point it's gonna be like, you feel me? I'm gonna have to going about my way because like my self love is kicking in and I'm not happy. You feel me? And I don't think a therapist, if I'm telling you what you're doing wrong, you're not seeing it. What is the therapist gonna do? Because she has a degree or she has a license, you're gonna listen to her, but you couldn't listen to me. Your significant other. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
It was like, if I feel like we have to get to therapy, like,
you think it's too far gone?
Yeah, because now you bring other outside people in to give their opinion, and now we're listening to their opinion instead of going off of how we actually feel about each other. You feel me? Like, now we're trying to make it work instead of it working. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I feel like if we do, I don't know. I'm kind of like, because my thing is, if I'm telling you something, right, and you're not understanding where I'm coming from, or we can't reach a common ground, or like we going back and forth about it, or whatever the case may be, I feel like an outsider, and not just a therapist, not because they have a degree or anything, but they are looking at both perspectives from the outside. So they're not like one-sided, if that makes sense. Like they're coming in from the outside, looking at both perspectives. They don't have any bias. Like they're looking at it for what it is. Not because they have a degree, or not because, oh, I'm your brother, or I'm your sister, or I'm your mom, I'm your dad. They are looking at it face value, like for what it is.
So you're saying that I couldn't look at it from an outsider's perspective? Like, that's all it is, a perspective.
Saying, what if we can't get to that point? Like,
I think
it also just comes with being the person that you are. If you are closed-minded, if you can't look at other people's perspectives and stuff like that, like, it's going to cause issues in a relationship regardless. Mm-hmm. So a therapist is not going to help with that. That's just your character.
Yeah.
You know.
So at the end of the day, it goes back down. I feel like everything goes back down to self-love.
Self-love.
It's like, like, I could only tell you so much. Like,
have self-love before you enter a relationship. That's just key. That's just key.
Yeah, it save you a lot of headache.
So
it definitely save you a lot of headache.
How do you envision our relationship evolving as we like navigate through our self-healing journey individually and together? How do you feel like our relationship will evolve over time as we're going through this? Because I mean, I feel like we already kind of like realize each other's triggers, and like we kind of are learning what to say and what not to say, when to say it and when not to say it, when to let it go, when not to let it go. Like we already came to that. So like, how do you envision our relationship down the line, knowing those things now?
I mean, it can only get better.
Facts.
Only get better, only get stronger. As the communication get better, we learn each other every day. Like, we never stop learning each other. So it really can only get stronger. For real.
All right, last question, because the camera's about to die. So what is the key takeaway for our listeners who tuned in this week? Like, what is one thing that you want our listeners to take home from this video? One thing, one major thing out of relationships, navigating trauma, navigating communication in a relationship, and like just being overall healthy.
Have self-love. That's like the number one overall thing. Love yourself, know yourself, you feel me? And communicate. Communicate. Like,
yeah. Let your pride, set your pride aside. It's okay for males to be vulnerable, and self-love is big. It's important.
It's number one. Communication, that's gonna follow. But the self-love, you get the self-love, you can communicate properly. You communicate on what you don't like and what triggers you and what makes you feel you feel me, these type of ways. So yeah, the biggest takeaways would be self-love and communication. you can't communicate properly without self-love. Like, you got to be able to communicate, like, what's your triggers and how you feel about certain stuff, and you feel me, basically. So biggest takeaways would be self-love, communication. That's going to take you out the relationship a lot farther, because with the self-love, you ain't going to tolerate certain stuff. You feel me? Like, certain stuff that make you feel some type of way, you're not going to tolerate it. So it's like, either you're going to deal with it or you're not going to deal with it. The self-love, I'm pretty sure you're not going to deal with it. Like, you're going to find what works for you. You feel me? And you're not going to try to make something work for you if it's not working. You feel me? That's just...
To piggyback off of that, I think self-love is important. And beyond the self-love, I feel like compromise definitely is big in a relationship, a serious relationship. Compromise and knowing that your pride is not as important as a healthy relationship. Like, you have to know how to put your pride aside. Like, I'm not saying go out sad, but like, you have to know, like, your pride is not everything, especially with somebody that you actually want to be with, that you actually are comfortable with, and that you feel secure with in that relationship. Your pride should not be the sole factor of you know, yourself in a relationship. Like, that should not be what you like, you hold on to in a relationship. And compromise, I don't think I said that, but compromise is big as well.
You did say compromise.
I did.
That was the first thing you said.
Okay, so compromise and not like setting your pride to the side, and you said communication. What was the last thing that I had in my mind? It was the pride, compromise, and just knowing what to say and what not to say. Like, for real, I think that is big in a relationship, is because we all been through multiple things, and one thing that, you know, something that works for a relationship, another relationship may not work for your new relationship. So just knowing what to say, knowing your partner, and being able to communicate those boundaries as well, and respecting those boundaries, because what somebody else has gone through may not be something that you really understand, but you have to respect their boundaries. You have to respect their trauma. You have to respect their triggers. You may not understand it, but it's something that you're going to have to deal with and communicate. And sacrifice. Sacrifice is another big thing. You have to be able to sacrifice certain things. If you really want to be with that person, and they may have some certain little thing that you really don't mess with, but it's not that big, or, you know, certain things, like, you have to know what you can sacrifice and compromise, and what's I feel like it's a thin line between sacrifice and settling.
You think so?
I think so.
Settling it,
because it's certain things that you feel me, that you can, that's not that important to you. Like, for example, I really want to put this as an example specifically, because in the past, I really didn't like smoking. Like, I really didn't like being around smoke. I really didn't like the smoke, like the breath, like the smoke on your breath and stuff like that. But that is something that I could deal with. That's not that bad. Like, even when you smoke, like, yeah, I don't like the smell of it, but like, your breath don't be that bad when you smoking. Like, certain things I can sacrifice, and certain things I can compromise with. Like, your smoking don't be that bad, and like, certain, like, you make it not that bad. Like, you roll down the windows when we in a car and stuff like that. Like, we're not that close. Like, we separate ourselves a little bit in the room when you're smoking. So, like, I never, and maybe because my last relationship, he didn't smoke. So, and stuff like that, like, I never really been a smoker. Back in the day, like, of course I was a smoker, but in my adult life, I didn't like that. But it's something that I could compromise, because there's boundaries to it. Like, you roll down the windows when you're smoking in a car. When we're in the room and in the house, like, we're distance apart, or you blow the smoke opposite away from me, or like you're on the other side of the room and stuff like that. So, like, that's something that I could sacrifice, and it's not like I'm not settling, because like, it's not really harming me, or it's not like taken away from me.
Yeah,
it's not taken away from me because you're smoking, so like certain things like that. Like I think sometimes it's a thin line between sacrificing and compromising and settling. Yeah, do you agree? Okay. Is there anything you feel like you're like sacrificing or not sacrificing? Like, can you provide like an example?
So that I'm sacrificing?
No, like when how I just brought up like a thin line between sacrificing, compromising, and settling. Like, do you think it's something that personally you don't like, or personally something that you like aren't used to that I do, or something that? No.
Like, honestly, like, you fit in my life perfectly. Yeah. Like, I don't gotta ask for too much.
You don't gotta ask for too much.
For real, like. But that's just us, though. Like, that's why we are how we are.
Yeah.
Because we fit perfectly in each other's life. Like,
it's crazy. We haven't even really talked about us for real, like as far as like how we got here and things like that. I think that should be a segment too, because we haven't really talked about how we came together and how all of this happened, but we definitely, like, I feel like fate brought us together, like, and it's so crazy how like we align so well, and like it just happens so naturally. We haven't talked about that yet, but
I don't want to brag too much, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I can't ask for nothing more.
Like, the best things come when you're really not looking for it. Like literally. The way it came about is like crazy.
When you have self-love, like, you just don't tolerate shit that's not for you. Like, and I'm not saying you hate the person. You say, okay, this is the type of person you are. That's not the type of person I am.
I'm not going to change you.
I'm not going to change you. I wish you the best. You feel me? But I want more for myself. That's self-love. It don't have nothing to do with having ill feelings towards anybody, or, you feel me, hating people because they not where you where you want them to be. Like, it's not nothing like that. It's just they're just not where you are, and that's okay, because everybody grows at their own pace. Everybody grows at their own pace. So you just be like,
and your person is there, so that might not be your person. Your person is out there.
Like, they
they might be the person for somebody else, like exactly how they are.
Literally.
Somebody else might want that. Somebody else might deal with that.
Literally.
But they're just not the person for you, and that's okay.
That's all that is.
That is okay.
It's like 500 trillion billion people in the world. Like, bro, it's okay. Okay. As long as you're working on yourself,
you'll attract
what's for you. Like, what's for you.
And also, it's what you put out there. Like, if you're putting out certain things, and if you are a certain way, that's what you're going to attract. So you have to think, oh, if I keep attracting these girls that only want money, or that only want, like, certain different things, that's what you're attracting. So you have to look back at yourself. What type of man am I? Am I flashing my money all the time? Am I talking about this and talking about that?
Also, what type of woman am I?
Yeah, vice versa. Vice versa.
Beauty videos on Instagram.
Like, am I half naked on Instagram? Am I posting stuff about wanting to be flown out? Am I doing this? Like, those are the type of people that you're attracting. So you can't just fault who you're attracting. You have to self-reflect back to who you are. What am I posting on social media? What type of person am I? Like, what is my attitude? Like, what do I bring to the table? What type of person am I? Is my shit in line first? And then you have to see if how you are and what you're attracting, you have to put that together, because the people that you're attracting, you can't fault who you're attracting, because maybe that's, you feel me, how you are. So self-reflection, self-love, all of that, it starts there. Any other final thoughts, or you think we're good there? I think that kind of ends it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. All right, y'all. That is the end of our segment on dealing with your partners. Not even dealing with. I feel like dealing with is like kind of a negative thing. Like you have to deal with it. I would say accepting your partner's trauma and effective communication in a relationship. That ends this segment.
Yeah, accepting and working together to better
Yes.
the situation.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because it takes two. You feel me? Like reassurance and all that stuff goes a long way. So
It really does. It really does.
yeah, put your pride to the side and reassure. You feel me? Water your grass, because it's not always greener on the other side. You feel me? But you can make your grass as green as you want it. Literally, you can make your grass as green as you want it to be. Just gotta water that shit.
Take a shot to watering your grass, and we're gonna end the vlog, in the segment here. All right, guys, that is the end of this segment. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, any concerns, any comments about today's topic, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know any future topic ideas, any discussions you guys want to hear from us. Any people you want to see on, the segments. If you want to be on the segment, just comment below, share, like, make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next segment, Divine Divulgence, episode 2. Goodbye, babe.
Like and subscribe.